Hey everybody, clearing. All right. So I'm back at a place I was at before, my most recent place where Harold lives. So where's Suka? Suki and Harold have been hanging out. That's fun. I took some video earlier of them today. I might upload a little short so you can see those two mascots being goofy. But yeah, let's get into a Divine Masculine check-in and see what we can for where the DMs are at today. Post-eclipse, what can we see regarding DM's process on this journey as it relates to their divine counterpart? We're also going to see what the feminines need to see and some advice to stay in the feminine receptivity on this journey. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the DMs? What are the DM's conscious thoughts? And what are the energies most affecting the DMs? Okay, some channeling in real time. So how are the DMs interpreting what's going on and what is affecting them? What is the median collective energy that the DMs are surfing? What do the feminines need to see about that? All the usual questions. All the usual. What are they thinking about the connection, the feminine? What are they feeling on their heart space about the connections and their counterpart? What are they wishing to manifest at this time? What are the DMs doing as far as actions? Well, that didn't feel quite right. What is the biggest challenge for the DMs? What is the spirit-guided, divinely guided solution for that challenge? And where are things going in the near future? All right, do I want to do that first? Okay. So also from the Erotic Tarot, what can we see for the sensual sexual connection? Where are the DMs at regarding the barometer? 5 of Candles in the inverse. Let's have a look. This one in the inverse says, don't cross a line. So yeah, DMs, you're very much aware, conscious of where that fine line between want and need is. Want and need, want and need, want and need. Okay, what can we see for conscious mind? Baby steps, making changes, no longer juggling. This is a card of juggling, but we have the infinity loop here, and in the inverse, DMs are conscious of the next steps that they are being guided. This is like a tightrope act. This is, not wobbling one way or the other, that fine line. DMs walking the line. Okay, what is the energy that they are? Okay, they don't want to manipulate and they don't want to manifest something that is out of alignment with their higher path. Okay, so manipulation can be conscious or subconscious. When we think we need to control the way things play out, that we need to play God, that we are doing divine timing, there can be some manipulation involved, even if we don't see it as such. There's one way of looking at things where you're directly pushing an agenda and you know that you're trying to force an outcome, but then there are those more covert things that are so hardwired. They're generational, they're cultural, they're misguided in some way, and these are the energies that the masculines are no longer being pulled by. They don't want to cross that line. They do not want to falsely influence the feminine. They want to be impeccable. What do the feminines need to see about this? 9 of Wands. So this is like a little bit of a guarded, not quite time yet, wounded warrior energy. So feminines, your masculine isn't unduly withholding from your connection. They're learning to be this tightrope walker. They're learning to walk the line. Johnny Cash came up earlier. I'm getting Johnny Cash again. And 3 of Wands. So advice for you to keep in your feminine is to not chase, to not ask questions. Again, I'm not channeling karmic stuff here. I'm talking resonant with divine, aligned, higher level soul recognition on a conscious, productive, codependency-free kind of way. Whew. watching, allowing, witnessing, being able to see it revealed in real time. So watch and wait. Basically, feminines, just watch and wait. Watch your your divine masculine begin to approach correctly. Many of these connections, the masculines have put the brakes on over eclipse season. And now this is the masculine taking the lead, whereas the feminine was in a disintegrated chasing, aka leadership in a certain way. And now those tables are turning. Feminines, you get to allow it to be shown to you now. What are the masculines thinking about the feminines? Oh, yes. Two of Cups. So they have made their choice in love. Your masculine has made their choice in love. What are the collective energies? Here's the Two of Pentacles. So the majority of the divine masculines have just come through this decision-making process in the collective and have chosen. These are the first fruits. In no shape or form does that mean that there's a finite number, and if your masculine hasn't chosen, that you're not going to come into union in this lifetime or any of that BS. This means that there has been a critical threshold of masculines that have woken up, that have chosen their feminine, and are following higher guidance to do so. That opens up the ability for the rest of humanity, for the rest of eternity, to follow that suit on this planet. The 144,000, I truly believe that is a threshold number by which it is not finite. It is the fraction, like the 100th monkey analogy, whereby the collective consciousness now incorporates that truth as a foundational awareness in the hive mind. So divine masculines, this is what I'm getting, have reached that threshold with identifying and saying yes to their divine feminine and choosing their divine feminine. What do the feminines need to know about that? Prince of Swords. So yeah, this is, open your eyes, beginner's eyes, be curious. Allow this to be shown to you. Allow the truth of whether your masculine has identified you this way or not be shown to you energetically or in real world scenarios. This is saying you will begin to see this shown to you, energetically revealed to you. How do you stay in your feminine and allow this? By continuing to understand what divine masculine energy really is. This is, you don't have it all figured out. Ego wants to say that you're somehow superior and you know what's best for yourself and on behalf of your masculine because it wants to keep you safe and in control and knowing what is what. This is saying, drop all expectation of what you thought divine masculinity was. And get prepared to be delighted with something you've never seen before. It's not been the norm on the planet. These divine masculines, they are every bit capable of knocking your socks off, showing you how it's done. They've been studying, they've been analyzing, they've been doing their masculine thing, and they are preparing to show the world a whole new level of love. And they are choosing you. So this is like mastery, composition, beautifully thought out and orchestrated, intelligent, aware, sensitive, present love. Don't go thinking you have it figured out and your masculine doesn't. If it's truly a higher love, these masculines know your pleasure better than you know it yourself, feminines. What do I mean by that? They can give safe container to your heart in such a way that you can blossom into your fullest potential without ever having to worry. Can you imagine? That is heaven on earth. Sit with that. If your masculine is not at that place where they can do that, it's not time yet for the love of a lifetime, because that is what is required for the love of a lifetime. For a masculine to give that safe container so you can fully be you, feminines. If that's not possible yet, Keep working on identifying who you really are as an individual so that you can know if a masculine allows for that in their energy when you start connecting with them. This is a journey of mastery. Oh, so good. What can we see for the connections on the heart space? So the masculines are unblocking some kind of energy. I think that's very eclipse related, where there may have been a halt in some way, some kind of difference that came in that felt like a division between the two, or an opportunity to tap into a greater love, a greater depth of consciousness. Queen of Pentacles. So there was I'm hearing a depth charge that came into these connections that reminded the masculines they have choice. They're not bound to any particular counterpart. It may have looked like I'm seeing somebody at the edge of the cliff coming up behind someone and going and trying to push them off a little bit, but joking. It's almost like the masculines got that kind of a reality check about their divine feminine during this eclipse season, where they had taken something for granted, and the feminines, following divine guidance, did or said or behaved in a way that the masculines did not recognize. And it made the masculines show up in more honesty within themselves to make this choice we're seeing in the cards today. And to find a way to validate that these unusual connections can work. Wow, so previously to the eclipse, the masculines were searching for reasons why these connections couldn't work, and they ran out of reasons, excuses, ideas that way. Now they're starting to see all the reasons why they will work, because for the first time, these divine masculines felt the reality of their feminine having choice and not choosing them. Okay, what do the feminines need to see? Okay, this is connected to life purpose. This is connected to the greater mission. This is connected to contribution. Until everybody sees these connections as truly inspired, conscious, alive, innovative, they are still being looked at as typical, mundane, lower world type of survival arrangements. This is what you need to know, feminines. The masculines have seen a glimpse into something extraordinary here through you not being a typical person of the world. You have shown them a greater love, a deeper unconditional love. I have gotten that message for the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse or the inverse before, where it exceeds what the masculines expected feminine energy to be capable of. The angle that the divine feminine sees from is not the same as typical karmic imprinted energy. What is the advice for the feminines to stay in their feminine receptivity? 5 of Wands, to pick your battles. Like, do not fight, do not wage war, do not fight a war. Be a lover, be a truth shower. Stand in your knowing. Be a voice of the divine. Activate your inner masculine, that even in the face of your divine masculine saying something that appears to be contrary to the love of a lifetime, you can literally say, is that all you got? As if. Lovingly, of course. But feminines, there is no adversity. There's no separation. And your masculine has seen you embody that level of love and faith. Beautiful message. these masculines, again, are not, their standards are not typical standards for relationship. These are masculines who want the real deal. And feminines, you are the real deal. The more you are, the more real you become to your masculine. Somebody timestamp that. What can we see for the masculines on the heart space? Yes. King of Wands, just like the feminines got. So this is, they know on their heart space that you have an awareness of what typical masculine energy is that falls short, fails in comparison to what they are capable of in love, capable of showing you in love. Knight of Cups, they are really digging deep into their self-love. They're being shown that they are extraordinary right now. Masculines, you are being tipped off energetically that you are not a cookie cutter. Masculine, that you have a creative ability to exceed expectations. You have a better way of living, loving, laughing, delighting, navigating this reality, masculines. You are getting the green light to exceed expectations. How beautiful. What do the feminines need to know about this? This is an epiphany that you need to have, feminines. This is, the lights are going on, bing, 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 because this has stood still, because in some ways you've still been looking at your masculine through the typical cliche assessment of what masculine energy has been up until now on the planet. Stop that. See your masculine as a match for you, as a counterpart that is worthy of somebody like you, that you know yourself to be in all of your glory. That is the counterpart that is about to step forward for you. What is the advice for the feminines? Okay, Four of Pentacles. This is knowing a foundation has been laid here. What I'm hearing is it has not been all for naught. This is true. You're not starting at zero. You've been laying a foundation, the two of you, all this way along. You as an individual, them as an individual, all this way along. This person isn't guarding their heart. They're kind of looking at the reflection in this pentacle and saying, yes, I have been doing the work. I have been putting in the work. I've been growing and evolving and seeing and feeling differently, more deeply through this process. That is what you're now ready for, feminine. So continue to be in that level of receptivity that better than you've ever experienced is coming, because you have been raising your soul value in your own process. And that is not going to be dishonored anymore. We're coming out of a lot of ownership, objectification templates on the planet, where both feminines and masculines have had very low expectations for conduct and consciousness and awareness and presence in relationships. It's been survival. We have to get out of that mindset and really see the value of true intimacy, exponential potential, fun on every level, the way it should be. What can we see for what the masculines are wishing to manifest? Transformation. They're wanting to manifest transformation that also brings advancement to even these psychic, unconditionally loving divine feminines. So the masculines want to surprise you, not with, just gifts or leadership in material ways, but in spiritual concepts and understanding and artistry and poetry and energetic awareness. They want to be your equal. They want to be seen for their brilliance, their wholeness. I'm just getting a little message about love as the genius frequency, which I often get. But when somebody has self-love that loves themselves into wholeness, that is a genius alignment. You don't say yes to things that dishonor from that alignment. You don't settle for anything that is dishonoring in that alignment. And masculines want to be seen as such. They want to be seen by their divine feminine. This is what they want to manifest. Enough embodied transformation that you have not seen this given to you freely from a masculine ever before, feminines. I'm getting another message that these journeys, the way they have been patient and progressing at the rate that they have been, that this is so each can really see the heart and the contribution of each other. It's not been because one has been less aware. It's been there's been a loss in translation because of gross overgeneralizations and stereotypes based on disintegrated feminine and masculine energy. These connections are the connection, the aligned connections are the connections that allow for the release of all of the codependent, disintegrated ways of interacting in relationships. And yes, there has been testing, but not abuse. Yes, there has been experience, but not actual rejection. It's been a co-creative journey to see things in a better light, a more productive way, a more honoring way, a more love-filled way. And these are the sacred counterparts that are taking everything that human nature thinks it knows and making it divine. Oh, so beautiful. What do the feminines need to know about this? There is more than meets the eye. Always seek to have greater understanding in the things that you think your masculine has done or not done in these connections. You are meant to see deeper than skin deep. You are meant to observe your masculine and prepare to receive them in all their glory. That means you need to be grateful, feminines, for what has transpired, what has been shown, what they have done. You have to be accountable with that to date, up till now, the foundation that's been laid before more can come in and it can be entrusted safely. So you can be seen, so they can be seen for who each really are. This is where the skepticism and the lack of trust and the disintegration can go away, and we can get to the fun part. What is the advice for the feminines to stay in this? 9 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment, total wish fulfillment. You will know if this is resonating for you, because you will know you deserve for your dreams to come true, feminines, and you will see, you won't have to stretch it to make it fit that this masculine you're watching this for is somebody that is capable of this level of love. If you really don't think that the person you're watching this for is capable of the level of love that's being shown here, it may not be your aligned divine counterpart. Or it could be your perception that needs to upgrade so that you can reinterpret what they've been trying to show you all along, potentially. Only you know that. That's why no one else can tell you who this person is to you. Only you can use the masterful discernment on your heart to know truly, one way or the other, if you are navigating an aligned relationship. What are the actions these masculines are taking at this time? Unconditional love to overcome the devil. They're giving the benefit of the doubt. They're staying with it. They're looking at actions, speaking louder than words. They're reframing how they have viewed you, divine feminine. As they love themselves, they love you more. As they progress and overcome the things within them that are illusions, they use that same lens to see you in new ascended ways, and the love deepens. What do the feminines need to know about this? Prince of Cups. Yeah, if the masculines have it to give, they can give you, but they have to get it within themselves first. What is the advice for receptivity? Wait. So feminines, we're still being given this message of wait, receive. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? Communication, that there are still things in the physical world, here's the world card, that need to be completed that aren't quite finalized because it's in the inverse. They can't face forward with you. On my table, this is still looking to the past. So there's still a review until the karma and the circumstances and the old lives are sorted. There is still a priority to unhook from those past energies. As soon as those past energies are unhooked from, the two of you can move forward, and your masculine will begin to prioritize this connection when those loose ends are sorted. What can we see for the feminines? Temperance. This has to do with healing. It has to do with patience. This is a card of being strengthened by the heating and the cooling process so that you don't sweat it, so that you know that all of it is part of the big picture. The heating and cooling, the on again, off again, the ebb and flow, the pulse, the inhale, the exhale, they're all part of the whole. And so at these periods of time when the counterparts are needing to focus on pre-existing karmas, the connection looks independent, but it's still a tandem effort. And when it's time to focus back on each other, it looks aligned, but it's still a tandem effort regardless of which aspect we're focusing on. So just know that, feminines. You come together and then you focus on independent stuff. You come together and focus on your own independent process. What do you need to know about this? Focus on the internal victories, the things, the wins that only you know about. Your triumphs, your growth, your progress, your aha moments, your successes, things that only you and the divine know. The things that are low-key, subdued, nuanced, masterful, that you don't have to shout from the rooftops. Keep looking at those wins internally. Use that as fuel right now. While you're in a sovereign motion, use that as fuel, and then, allow those to fully integrate and have success there. And then get ready, because that's when you'll be brought back into connection with your masculine. What is the solution for, just the process of closing out eons of karma? Staying present in the name of unconditional love, showing up when you can, without greed, I just heard, for more, to make it better, to make it faster, to make it bigger. Don't. Just stay small, stay present. That's actually where infinity can reside, is in the simple presence of the moment. If you're distracted about what it wasn't and what it can be, you miss the moment. You're not really there. None of that matters when you just show up for love in the moment. What do the feminines need to know? There's the Queen of Wands in the inverse, like the masculine King of Wands twice in the inverse. So feminines, just like those messages, masculines, just like those messages about the masculines coming in, larger than those mundane lives and really extraordinary and showing up as the embodiment of something beyond expectations. Here is a message for the feminines that we're also tapping into this mastery of which the world has never seen, the likes of which the world has never seen. What do the feminines need to do to stay in receptivity? Leap of faith. Be free. Let go of baggage. The fool travels lightly. There's just a small satchel, like no baggage from the past, no care about the future. We do prepare by cultivating presence. When you truly are in alignment with your presence, you will be given everything you need to make decisions in every given moment. And the succession of many successful decisions, one after another, becomes a path of mastery. And so you don't need yesterday or tomorrow. All you need is the surety to trust yourself right now in everything, in all things, to trust your higher connection, to trust that alignment. That is the solution. Stay in your presence in the name of unconditional love and know that it is a journey. It is a process. What can we see for the direction in the near future? Wow, I literally heard that there's going to be a dip away from the telepathic connection. It's going to feel a little bit more elusive. The energetic connection is not going to be as loud. In the name of the lovers, it beginning to ground in the physical is what I heard. What do the feminines need to know? There's the lovers. Here's the yin yang. Lovers, to clarify the lovers. One in the inverse, one in the upright. So this is the as above, so below, as within, so without. So this is a calling it into the physical. No longer being just satisfied with simply the energetic. We've learned, had a crash course in just physical relationships. And then we meet our divine counterpart and we really get a huge up level with energetic relationships. And because that's a spectrum, the physical, spiritual, in mastery, we combine the two in sacred union. And we're seeing that coming in. How do the feminines stay receptive to this? Ooh, the artist. This is the best card in this deck. It's the most ascended. This is where we channel art as a way of life. So keep doing that in your own right. It will happen when you least suspect it. Feminines, masculines, we are living works of art. Many blessings. Bye for now.